nice. Let's look at the little plastic tray. It tells you what goes into places. I love how it's not in focus, which will drive Trevor crazy. Oh no, we're struggling. We're gonna need the knife. Yep, gonna need the knife. Look away, YouTube. Look away. Pickpocket, haggle, sleight of hand. All your, and then of course, how you use them. Going to insert some stuff into stuff. More times than necessary. And we're done. Welcome back to Unbox and Conquer. Today we have Rollplayer Adventures, which I just backed on Kickstarter for their latest expansion, Silver Threads of Fate. Along with that expansion, it offered the base game and the other accessory. I got the all-in, which I try not to do unless it has all gameplay, but there are some items in this package that are not really gameplay needed, but it was cheaper than trying to get it all together from the website, so I decided to just get it all in on Kickstarter. And we will be seeing those items soon. So they did ship this out in 2 installments, so you get all the previous content if you had that pledge level, with the base game and expansions, a comic book, some coins, and a dice tower, which we will see. And then once the new expansion, Silver Threads of Fate, is ready, it will be released next March or May, I think. So anyway, next year. But right now, we're just going to look at what I did receive, which is the base game and everything else. So let's start with this. It is kind of a continuation of the game Rollplayer, where you build a character for a role-playing game. But this one is adventures, and I like adventures. And I know every time I move this thing, it's going to shake the camera. I apologize. So look at the heft of this thing. This is also like at least 25 pounds in the base game. So you're going to get a lot of stuff in here. Basically, it's a choose-your-own-adventure style game with dice manipulation for 1 to 4 players. Storybook gameplay, I believe is what it's called. I do like the art of this box. It's very classic RPG-ish, which is the bane of my existence at this point because I can't seem to resist any of it. So you get a spacer box. There's nothing in this. It's literally just to keep all your stuff packed nicely. You get some player sheets, which are going to go into your player boards. We will get to that. You get some maps. I do like that. Let's open up this one. So we have a battle map. We have a super glare. You do get battle maps. They are double-sided for your adventures. They are pretty thick. They kind of feel lit and finished, actually. They feel quite durable, so... But you are going to have to flatten them out a little bit before you play. So you get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 battle maps. That's going to end up being like 12 different adventures. There are 11. No, there's 10 adventures, a finale, and a side quest that's replayable. There's your battle maps. Cellophane. Here are your storybooks. Holy crap. That is a lot of storybooks. Okay, so let's open these books. Just to get an idea of the quality and what they feel like, basically, because that's all we do here. We get a advertisement for Thunderworks Other Games, which they make the Cartographer series. I'm not really into that one, so you probably will not see it, but you never know. You never know in the future. Someone might be like, you're opening this. Don't do it. So, rulebook, not very thick. I don't believe this game is super heavy, like weight-wise, for gameplay. It is dice manipulations with cards, and you go on an adventure. You're going to have choices and skill tests. So here's our adventures. Battle at Black Lake. Terran's Trophy. Outbreak in Undercity. Above the Dreaming Sea. Deathmatch at the Coliseum of Ashes. Bogroot Demon. Gurlung Colossus. Dragons of the Sunken City. Eye of Eulos. I hope I said that right. Eulos. crack in the callback.
Bye-bye.
Don't you fall off the table, book. Ghost Eaters of the Forgotten Forest. Gate of Wall. Alright, so this is probably the finale because it is the thickest. One of these was a side quest. We'll find out eventually. Alright, so we'll just go through these again. So Adventure 7, 5. Okay, clearly not in order. We will be putting them in order before they go back into this box. Because that will make my... Here's the side quest book. This is replayable. I'm pretty sure all this is technically replayable if you feel like playing again. Which I probably will. I know you can also play this solo, which is a benefit in my opinion. But this is your level 1 adventure. This is pretty much where everyone's going to start. So that is a lot of books. If you complete your adventure, you've won the game. That is your win condition. This, another piece of cardboard. Player boards. Ooh, double thickness player boards. I always like seeing that. I do know that this might even be considered triple thickness because you do have to insert your player sheet into the top. So I will rip off one of these. Okay, so this paper, pretty thick. This is almost cardstock, which is good because it needs to be durable enough for you to slide it in here. But before we do that, here's your player board. You're going to put your portrait, your class ability. You're going to have little clear cubes that are going to go here. I can't remember their exact name, but you're going to build your RPG character right here. You can also import your character that you made from rollplayer. If you have that game and you really want to play that character, you can bring them into this game. There's import instructions in the rulebook. There are 36 pre-generated characters, I believe, with portraits and all that. So if you are like me and don't have rollplayer and you don't want to import a character, you can still play this game with what's in this box. You just pick one. And when you pick one, which I will probably demonstrate once we get to those cards, you're going to pull in your character's name, who you are, your race, your class, your health, all your stats, and so forth. And then you have card layouts here. Your hand, discard, spent, fatigue, all the basics. So you get 4 of these thick boards. Get a dice bag. Let's see. It's kind of canvassy. It feels pretty strong. Certainly not pleasant to touch at the moment, but that doesn't matter. Here's your skill book. So when you're doing your dice manipulation, it's going to tell you to do a skill check. So you're going to find the name of this skill, and they're alphabetical. And then you're going to have your levels of skill, what you're rolling for, and then what you need to beat the check. Which I don't know everything, because this is not a how to play. This is a let's look at stuff. Here's your Tome of Encounters. If I can get it open. There we go. This is a pretty thick book. There we go. That's like the size of a... Yeah, that's pretty good. That's the size of like a school notebook. Okay, so you are going to have encounters with this book. So you'll look up whatever you need to look up according to the rules. Like, here's your adventure for Black Lake, which part of it you're on, and see what's going on. And roll your checks and enjoy the game. Oh, that's what I like to see. I like to see a nice organizational box. So we have our tokens, condition items, which I'd have to look up, and money. Pop out real fine. But we got the metal coins, which I will show right now. Metal coins. Which I'm pretty sure you could just, these look like 1s and 3s. You could substitute any fantasy coins you probably have. These feel good, they match the theme. I I really don't want a massive amount of fantasy coins laying around my house, but it came with the game. I will be putting these in this box somewhere so that they stay with this game for the rest of its life. But if you don't have the metal coins, the cardboard token ones are nice and thick. And they're going to last you a while, and they'll be perfectly suitable for whatever money needs you have in this game. So you have your campaign tracker. This is going to be like the party page. So you're going to follow where you're at, what items you've done, what you've unlocked, what keywords you're using, what titles, your XP, your gold, everything you need for your party. Then we have, there we go. Ooh, what is these? We have some cute, and discs, all wood. These are wooden discs. And silica gel. We don't need silica gel. So we got some green and black wooden tokens. And then we have some other wooden tokens. I can get the little baggie open. So we have some more wood tokens. Always nice to see some nice quality wooden components. I'm not sure. This looks like they're telling you to draw a card maybe. But this is my best guess with my dungeon crawling experience, everybody. But the components, quality wood tokens, screen printed, perfect. I was not expecting that. I thought everything was cardboard in here. So that is part of the fun of unboxings. So inside this, I do really like this. Let's get these little cubes out of the way. Who gives a crap about those cubes? Let's look at the little plastic tray. It tells you what goes into places. So gold, XP, stamina, familiar dice. That's going to make organizing this thing like crazy easy. So we have large clear cubes. Don't worry, there will be a reboxing at the end. We got some large clear cubes. We got some smaller clear cubes. And we have some smaller blue acrylic cubes. Oh yeah, look at all those organizational boxes. Let's start with the one with the mini. There is only one mini in this game, but I'm pretty sure if you have more minis, you can add them. So this is your party mini. It's going to move around the map. And I love how it's not in focus, which will drive Trevor crazy. But I will fix that. So that's your party mini, which honestly, I'm really happy there's only one mini, because I can actually say I will probably manage to paint this. So we had a bunch of cards. And before we crack those open, and the mini seems to be durable because I just threw it across the table. Again, you organize it. These feel pretty sturdy too. These, I don't know if they're Game Trays brand or what, but they feel hefty. Like, I'm not going to worry about ripping them. Again, we have all the organizational words. Let's see if we can get that in focus. Kind of. Where items go. Which, I don't know, that's making me like extremely happy that they put that amount of detail into the base box. I don't believe this is any kind of special Kickstarter stuff. I think this is actually in the box if you purchase it. Because he didn't mention anything like special game trays. So I'm really hoping that these are standard across the board and everybody gets these, because these are a getting it played necessity, in my opinion. When you can break out your game in like minutes and get an adventure going, you're going to table that a lot more than if you have to go through every last little tiny component to set up a board. Like, while I love Gloomhaven, it takes forever to put it on the table. Though Vantage is coming close to Gloomhaven levels of putting it away, because I don't think I mentioned it in my Vantage video, but when you gotta put that game away, you have to put all those cards back in numerical order. That's kind of boring and sucks, but I still really like that game. So I know this is a roleplayer adventures video, but I'm just saying, go play Vantage. Now back to this game. We have more trays with more cards. We're just gonna dump stuff. We're gonna open all the cards later. Yes. Oh, whoops. Where are you going? Over there. So we got another tray of cards. These are your familiar dice. Oh, I just crushed the mini. It's still good. Still good. We're gonna put him out of the way so that it doesn't keep getting broken by me slamming things around. Alright, familiar dice. Oh, one's gone. Familiar dice. So your familiar dice are going to be two-toned. There's some examples. Two-tone colors. I'm not going to mix all the dice because that will be a pain in the ass to separate. I'm trying to show you stuff. Good, so familiar dice are two tones. They can go hang out over there. And here's your other dice, which are solids. So these are like not familiar dice. I guess basic. There we go. So these are also pretty large, chunky dice. Chunky dice. Let's get some colors in here. Right? There we go. Chunky dice. They're very well printed. I mean, it's just basic pips, nothing fancy, but they are good quality dice. And as you can see, they do slam. Good, dice are back in the bag by magic. Anyway, here's your enemy cards. They will tell you how to beat the enemy and how many rounds. And I guess your rewards. Skill checks, rules. We will open these, don't worry. We're going to open all the cards in right about now. Alright, so we are not opening these three decks. This is your Discovery deck. Big old don't open me sign. Your title deck. Because this is going to show story items in the adventure. So there's your stop, don't touch me. Another stop for the rare deck. So, we won't be opening those, but we'll open all the rest of them. Starting with the bad guys, because we want to see some bad guy pictures. So, ooh, I like the feel of those cards. Now that is a quality feeling card. Oh yeah, that's definitely linen finish. They did not spare any expense on the quality of this card. There's your, let's see if I can get it. There we go. There's the bandits. Basilisk. I don't know. I'm not going to go through all of them. Mostly just a bandit, because again, I don't want to spoil anything. So here is some player aids. We will take those out. There's the back of the enemy. And they are numbered. So, yeah, we're not going to go looking through two of them, but there's your bandit. Put that right there. So, skill checks. Oh, yeah. These are some good cards. If you are a tactile person, you're going to like this. So you got your skill checks and your combat phases player aids. So we'll keep those out for when we rebox. Here we got, not really sure what we got. I guess class abilities. We can look at those a little bit. I can get it open. No guarantees. Oh no, we're struggling. We're gonna need the knife. Yep, gonna need the knife. Look away, YouTube. Look away. Okay, so class abilities. Alright, do that. Okay, so class abilities. So we got some assassins, seekers, enchanters, shamans, fighters. We're not going to go through all of them, but we will show you the assassin one. Because it was on the top. Let's see what the backs are. Okay, so yeah, they list like ranger, shaman, druid, wizard, enchanter type deal. There's a good thickness of them. Probably one for each class. I do know you cannot have dual classes in a party. Like, you cannot have two fighters, you cannot have two wizards, and so forth. You have to have a diverse party. Now we are looking at the modifier deck. The modifier deck. Nothing fancy on the back. This is rollplayer adventures and modifiers. We have adventurer, band of, blessing, bone spirit, clans. All skill checks are difficulty 1. That would be beneficial. So, just things to make your game easier. We have some armor. It does not say stop, so I think we can look at some of this. God, this has to be the hardest cards I've opened, though. Wow. Like, just getting a hold of it is, making me want to stop the camera and dig in harder. We will persevere. Alright, so, armor. A longsword. I would classify a longsword as a weapon, not armor, but maybe they're mixed together. I have a feeling they're mixed together. Yep, okay, so packaging reasons. There we go. Weapons. Your classic sci-fi. Your classic fantasy weapons, swords, slings, bows, axes. I do enjoy the art. It makes me feel very Dungeons and Dragons. But obviously for IP reasons, they cannot call that this. So we have some curve springs, some leather boots, chainmail. Your classic armors. Yes, I do enjoy the art. It's very classic. How many times can I say classic? More times than necessary. Classic RPG. Alright, here we go with the other cards. But before I say anything, I'm going to be smart about it. Scroll cards, skill cards. What's a scroll card? Yes. Okay, so they're like spells. Brimstone, Revive, Stone Skin, Banish. Here, I'll show you the bear. There's the bear. Or domesticate. Because everybody wants a bear if you are a small boy. So that's scroll. And now we have skill cards. We will look at concentrate, which is a picture of a monk. Pickpocket, haggle, sleight of hand. All your, and then of course, how you use them. How you use them to manipulate your dice. Ooh, we're almost down to the last pack of cards, and then we're going to apparently not get into this pack of cards anytime soon, because Thunderworks really packed their stuff. Okay, so do the thing. There we go. So we have traits and familiars. So you can get a shadow drake, a badger, a flamin, a phoenix. There's the drake. And we have traits. Your classic traits. Courageous, famous, fearless, nimble, foolish. So they got like a little blue banner. Let's look at the knight. There we go. So that is that. These should be, by process of elimination alone, the character portraits. Let's find out. Am I right? Alright. Yes. Wow. Okay, so we have pre-gens. I think that's all. Yeah. Pre-generated characters. And then if you are importing your character from rollplayer, we have these just portrait pictures. Unless you have your own portrait, I'm pretty sure. So you have all of these just pictures of things. So there's an elf. And there's a Vargar. Looks like a badger person. But yeah, so whatever you're importing, they have a picture for it. But here are the 36 pre-gens, which is what I will most likely be playing with. They have names and races and all their stats. These are... Oh look, you can be a werewolf. We're going to look at the werewolf. This is Sunil Mosi. He is a Vargar Beastmaster and he is purple. Here's all his traits. If your traits, if you're importing, you will not need all this. And there's the portrait. So those are the cards. I am going to organize a bit, and then I will show you some more stuff. Okay, I've gone through and organized the core box into their respective trays, which we will go over in more detail when I actually repack the box. Right now, I'm just going to show you how to build your character from pre-gen. So you're going to take your character, you will write down all their stats into the corresponding place. Your little picture goes there. Your class ability, which for this guy, he is a Beastmaster. So we will go to the class deck, which is the one from Assassin. We will find Beastmaster. There it is. We just slap that right there. And then I didn't read further, but I'm assuming there might be some more things. You're going to put these little stamina cubes, which is the clear ones, and the blue ones are XP. And that's basically how you set up. Now we will put this away because we have a lot more stuff to go through. There are 2 expansions I have to show you still, and the non-gameplay related items, and of course, the reboxing. It must show how everything returns to the box. I'm just going to leave this sheet here for whenever I play, so I don't have to find it. But yeah, this definitely counts as a AAA board. It is a thick, hard board. Quality materials so far, everything I've touched is feels perfect. So, and everything snaps on nice and tight. There is, I don't want to say there's room for sleeved cards yet until I open the expansions, because I have a feeling that the expansions will fit in the core box. We will find out at the end of this video. Okay, before we move on to the expansion content, I want to show you the non-gameplay related items. I guess a dice tower can be considered gameplay, but we have a comic book, which is great if you want to know more about the lore. It looks, I mean, I'm going to read it because I own it now, and I like fantasy stories, but if I could have found a way to not get this in my bundle, I would have done so. Now, this is the dice tower. It feels and looks like wood, but it feels like also plastic, so I don't know if it's one of those composite materials or not, but it feels quite sturdy. I also like how they give you a choice of 4 portraits, so you can build it the way you like. I'm probably going to go with this dude and the angry barbarian redhead. So here, I'll show you all 4 sides. Hopefully with the least amount of glare. No guarantees. We like glare here. Okay, so I'm going to stop real quick, put it together. I have completed it! The toughest part was getting this front piece put on. There's no instructions in my thing. I probably could have looked it up, but here's what it looks like. It is never coming apart again. You can pop off the picture if you feel like changing it after a while. But it's a dice tray, and I probably will never do that again. So here's all the parts. It is a dice tray. We will now test it out with the rollplayer deck. It works. We have completed the task. Correction, it is a dice tower, not a dice tray. First expansion we're going to be looking at is Rollplayer Adventures Nefras Judgement expansion. This can be played with the base game. The other expansion that we will see soon is more of a prequel and played with components from the base game, but the adventure itself is played standalone. I believe you even need new characters before you hit the base game. That's what I read online. But either way, more content for something you like. But this one, they recommend you play with the core game right out the gate. Just use it. So we got a cool snake lady, or man. It's hard to tell with lizards. Unbox. Ooh. I believe this adds more like backstory content. Yes. We are not doing a good job. I'll just rip it into here. But okay. So this is basically just going to be a big book. This is the expansion. Look at that thing. That is a textbook. This is the Backstory Codex. Woo, doggy. It comes with more cubes, a few little skill magic book looking things. And open, we get another stop deck. This is the rare. We get new character sheets. There we go. That are going to fit in here, which we will do. We are going to insert some stuff into stuff because that's what we do here. Fight with plastic. That's what we do. That's really what we do. We don't actually look at games. We just fight with cellophane. Because cellophane is our enemy. We must vanquish the cellophane. It is everywhere. I don't know if it's more costly for companies to... That's just a piece of paper. To use paper than plastic, but I really would like it if they start paper banding things. It's also better for the environment. So here's your backstory boards. We will rip off a... Ooh, yes. That is some quality paper right there. And just like the character boards, it is going to slot in, and you will write on it in pencil, pen. If you feel daring, you'll use a pen. And I have a feeling these little cubes are going to be going into your alignment. So that is what is in the Nefras. Yes, Nefras Judgement expansion. It's a thick book. Look at this thing. Yes, it just tells you all about your backstories. Probably get some. Let's look at one. Let's see what we got here. We got. Not go too crazy now. We'll see what we're doing here. Okay, so we are going to be an apprentice. You are a year into your training, so you're going to get extra stuff, extra data for your character. Nothing beats building out your character in an RPG. You always want like a lot of character progression. You want to hit a backstory. You want to play a character. I was trying to think of a different word, but you want to pretend you're somebody else. Maybe you're this lady who owns a big tiger. Maybe you're a snake lady. Maybe you're this little satyr dude. But so the more information, the more stats I find out to be great for RPGs. It is exactly what I want, honestly. So this is looking pretty awesome, especially since it's a dice manipulation style game. And this will actually fit into the core box. Like I've already seen these alignment cubes. They're slots, and we will see them momentarily. Okay, I had to step to the side to go grab the containers. So these are from the base game, as you just saw. These alignment cubes are going to go in the alignment spot. I'm really liking the fact that this game... Now I'm starting to wonder if you got like an earlier printing, if I have these or not. So I cannot... And those go... Oh, man! Hit it too hard. So your rare expansion rares will go in that slot next to your base game rares. I don't know what else is... Like, these fit nice and neat, like right there, but will there be more? Will I have to stand these up? We shall find out. So that is that. So they are all nice and locked up. Plenty of space. These little alignment cubes are all put away. And I dropped something, which is normal. So that is put away. And then our token tray. So all these little books are probably, with my superior knowledge of putting away board games, are gonna, oh yeah. Like that is perfect. So I did put the, shit, I forgot the name of these. Stamina. Let's put the stamina chips in with the stamina cubes because it fit perfectly. And but the expansion stuff is in there. Now, on to the next one. So, here is the last, not last, because we are waiting for an expansion. This is the currently available expansion at the time of this filming, which is Gulpax's Secret. This is a prequel. It's supposed to take place many years before the base game. That's why it's considered standalone. And that's probably why your character cannot transfer into the base game, because they are long time dead, since it happened many years prior. So, this one, a lot heavier than Nefras. So let's see what we get in this one. And I'm really hoping at the end of this, I get to put everything into the base box, because that would be amazing. I love when that happens. When everything fits into the core game box from expansions, and then you don't have to have so many boxes on your shelf. Oh, just thinking about it makes me happy. So let's open this box before you guys get annoyed with me talking about how I like to not have multiple boxes. We have stuff. And we're done. So we got a lot of stops. But we do got new characters for this campaign, and we have new bad guys. We have more player sheets. I believe these are identical to the normal player sheets, but we will confirm.
A few moments later.
They're the same. So that is great. So now you have a lot of character sheets in case you were running out. We have an explorer's guide. Adventures. We have a random piece of paper we're not looking at. And the meat of the game, books. That's all that's in it. And a campaign Trevor sheet. I think this one might actually be different. Let's check it out. Yes. So this is the core game. This is Gulpax. So in the core game, you got King's Favor, Starlit, Door Favor, and Dragul Favor. So those must be factions. Don't you fall. It's good. In Gulpax's expansion, you're playing for Queen Favor, Gulpax Favor, Dragul Alliance Favor. So close, but not the same. So when you play Gulpax's Secret, you are going to want to use this campaign sheet. So it's kind of like a mini campaigns. Put that to the side. We're going to cut live. Alright, let's see what kind of adventures we get. This is basically just a bunch of storybooks. If you are into Choose Your Own Adventure, you already know what I'm about to say. Get this going! Okay, so we got another ad for Thunderworks' board games. We're just going to throw things. We have a little book. I don't know if I should open it. I'll open it over here. Ooh. Yeah, we shouldn't open that. Anyway, here's a little book. It's got like secret stuff. We have the rule pamphlet. It's just going to be rule changes from the base game. And how to set up for this one. So it's more like just this. It's just extra rules for this expansion only. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 maps. Let's open up the big town map. Same quality as original. So far, everything that I'm touching on here is tactile goodness. So we have like a town, and then we have outside the town. So quality. We have an epilogue, the scrying pool. We have Adventure 1, Festival of Heroes. Adventure 3, The Hive. Adventure 4, Ascending Kethra's Step. These are some pretty thick adventures. Again, the goal to completion is to complete an adventure, and that's how you win. Servants of Azama. Zombies. 5, Saurian Wasteland. Frog people. Oh, wow. Adventure 6 is quite quite thicker than the others. This is the Frozen Expanse. You're gonna fight some frost giants. Ooh, Adventure 7 is even thicker. So, as Kazion Pit. That thing looks like a giant mech. Or it's a supersized Iron Man. Or it could be Liberty Prime from Fallout. But this is, again, a really thick book. But I'll stop right here. Okay, we're going to look at the enemies. Well, at least one or two of them. They're not going to be too different from the core box, like the same setup structure. We get 4 more player aids. These may be different, they may not be. We'll find out. And then we have a dwarf. So there is our dwarf enemy. And what we need to beat him. Just a quick little flash. I don't want to go too crazy. They are numbered. So I'm not going to mix them up. So there's not too much for me to show you right out the gate. And then let's look at the characters. So again, we have all pre-generated characters, no portraits for the base ones. I will have to answer my question right now. Okay, I answered my question. Yes, you can import characters from rollplayer to this expansion adventure set. But I'm just going to play with the pre-generated. So, since I'm not importing, these are the options that I would have. These are all different, and from what I was reading online, they are not compatible with the core game. So you have to choose one of these guys or import. Same situation, their statuses are on the back. You will use base components from the base game to set up your character. But they are different, but it says they are not compatible. I'd have to read further to see why not. Maybe they're like very specific to the adventures. But now let's see if we can actually get this thing into the core box. I will be right back. Okay, so I did a little research. It's recommended you don't play these characters with the base game due to narrative reasons for the Gulpax secret campaign. But I still want to see if they'll all fit into the box. So, we'll be right back, and we'll see what happens. Alright, welcome back to that break in the video. We are now going to put this thing back in the box. I already started a little bit, but this is your first layer. So you have your 3 organizer boxes, I guess you want to call them. I put the cardboard coins in a little baggie that fits right there. This is holding most of the expansions. I was able to get the cards for Gulpax in here, but I can't get the books, which we will see at the end what I do there. But Nefras Judgement fits completely in this box without a problem. Right here are the little backstory boards, just tucked on the side. Here's the extra backstory sheets, tucked on the side. So, the thing I did do, which is not right there, the thing I did do for Gulpax was I banded up the enemy cards, because you don't want to mix Gulpax with the core, so these are the core enemy cards. And I did a similar thing to the portraits. So the portraits came in this little baggie. I reused the baggie, slapped the label on it so we know not to use these cards. And the other cards that come with Gulpax are currently in here, and they are wrapped up. I want to leave them wrapped up, but they are already in there. So let's put this together. Here is the metal coins. I think I already showed you, but there they are again. The skill book. Now this is both pads of character sheets. Since they're the same, I don't see the point in separating them. You have Nefras Judgement. Thick old book. Get in there. Hang on. Ah, I've screwed up already. These go on the bottom. This goes here. Spiral. Coins. Not coins. Component tray thingy. Dice are now in the dice bag. They go right there in that little empty spot right there. We have campaign tracker. We have all the base books, which... Is this the base book? Or is this something else? Yes, Tome of Encounters. I've already forgotten half of what I said. So that goes in there. Now all I did was kind of like go back and forth on these until they fit. So we got the rule books and all the scenario books right there. We have player boards, like so. And our maps are going to go on top. And just for the hell of it, we'll throw in the advertisement. So that is the base box. That is holding everything Core Box and Nefras Judgement. We should not have any lid lift. Now, if you want lid lift, I believe you could totally squish in the Gulpax, but I'm going for a lid lift minimum. So that is everything for basic Nefras. God damn, this thing's heavy. Okay, so I'm just going to take all the books and the maps from Gulpax, put them back in their little box, slap the lid on, call it done. So that is Rollplayer, Adventures, base game, and current expansions. When I get the Silver Threads of Fate expansion, I'll do another video to update what's in that box. I'm pretty confident it's not fitting in the core box though, but maybe I can squish into this one. So if you like my